Okay, this video is going to show the new distribution work order that I've designed in Nest. So first off, here's the new distribution work order. I found that by setting my work order filter to assign to Jason Todd, and I just put the description 5-19 because I know I put the date in this work order. So it was very easy for me to find. So I'm going to go ahead and open up this work order. Now you can write this distribution work order against any asset in the system. Again, summary, you will have just your normal fields in the summary, your work type, your status, assigned to the team, the owner, priority. All of this stuff is the same. These are the same on every work order that we have in the system. So there's no change there. The task list, you'll see I included some of the things that we were using on main leaks, service leaks, hydrants, all of those sorts of things. But I changed some of these tasks, so we'll drill into them and take a look at it. So the initial job information, instead of calling it initial leak information, I'm calling it initial job information. It's the same thing. You can assign a team to it. There's a status. I made a distribution job type pick list here, and I tried to make them alphabetical. So hydrant repair, hydrant line repair, fire service repair, leak investigation, main line repair, service line repair, service meter repair, or a treated water valve repair. Now, if there are other distribution job types that we need, I can go ahead and add those to this pick list. And again, this will give us the ability, if I tag this as a leak investigation in Omni, I can make a tile that looks directly at this field and says, hey, if it's a leak investigation and the status is anything, I want you to count that one up, right? So it gives us a way to report on that in Omni and track these by distribution job type. And if we get the type wrong, like if we start this as a mainline repair and I save it this way, and then we go out and we discover that this is instead a service line repair, we can always come into this section, switch it to service line repair, and save it that way. So this would make it more trackable for us over time to say how many service line repairs did we do, how many mainline repairs did we do, that sort of thing, right? Because we will be stamping the work order with this field as to what type of work we're doing. And we can absolutely, we can start every one as a leak investigation. At the conclusion of the leak investigation, if we determine that this is not the district's leak, this is maybe the customer side of the meter or something, we can close the work order out, leaving it as a leak investigation. It never went any further. But once we do the leak investigation, it could then turn into, a mainline repair or a service line repair or a meter repair, right? So we'd be able to come in and change that after the fact. So while it's a leak investigation, we can have it stamped as a leak investigation. And then if the nature of the job changes due to the findings of that investigation, we could change that. And in Omni, it would switch from our tile that's looking for leak investigations to the tile that's looking at service meter repairs. The rest of these are all the same. This is the city, the address of the job, the city of the job, same pick list that we had, Cal grid page number, contact name, contact number, the job report date will, this is like, when the job was reported to us. So the one thing I took out of this section is I took out the job details because, we're already putting those in the summary. There's the short description that's the address dash leak investigation or address dash, main repair. And we have the long description to kind of put those job details in. So it seemed a little bit redundant to have it in this section as well. So I removed that. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this section. The leak investigation, this is all exactly the same that we have on all of our other distribution work orders, estimated flow, encroachment required, USA ticket number, all of these BMPs deployed. All of these are there to use, no change there. The encroachment permit, again, exactly the same. Is a permit required? Yes, no. Permit status, so we can, track on, ones that are maybe issued but not closed yet, that sort of thing. We can kind of, traceability on the permit status. City, this is, I thought about eliminating this one too because it's a little bit redundant. We just put city in the initial job information, but this pick list that I made only tracks the cities that that require encroachment permits. So it's a little bit different, and we can focus in on just the encroachment permit task and do a little stronger reporting just on encroachment permits. So I decided to leave that in there. Again, the dates, the permit number, expiration, close requested on a such and such date, and when the permit is actually closed. So really, there's no changes in this section. Excavation pre-task plan. I did change this, and the reason why I did is, we went ahead and made a new work form that we can launch manually. Reggie's crew's using this a lot. Every day they're launching a new excavation tailgate form. But it wasn't exactly the same form that I had embedded in our leak forms. It was subtly different. But if a leak goes on multiple days, we're launching that as a related work order as well. So I decided to just align those two things. So you can see I have the same thing: work site, work description, before leaving yard. So I've just basically made this match the one that we were manually generating on a day-to-day basis as we needed them, just so both of them looked exactly the same. Excavation, no changes on this. It's still all the same excavation fields that we've had. Leak repair, same thing, all of the same fields that we had: time of shutdown, valves closed, all of those things that we've normally had. Flush, again, same exact fields, nothing's changed here. So no change in that section. Water quality sampling, same thing, type of lab requested, the requester, time and date, these are all exactly the same. I did add this meter repair. So if we went into the initial job information and we said that this was a service meter repair, I'll go ahead and save that. Then I could go into the meter repair and tag this as it's a turn on, turn off. It's a meter relocate, meter raise, meter box work, lid, right? So I can say what kind of meter repair it is. Let's say it's a meter replacement. If I pick miscellaneous, there's a spot here to put those miscellaneous details. And here's your existing meter reading, new meter number, all of these sorts of things. So again, if we don't need to do anything with the meter, we obviously could come into this and just cancel this task. But if we are using this, this gives us that traceability again to make tiles in Omni that can track not only overall meter work, but break it down by what specific type of meter work is it, right? We could have a tile for turn on, turn offs, one for relocates, raises. Well, each one of these can have their own tile, and we would just be looking at those jobs. So this hopefully grabs everything that we need it to grab, and would work for all distribution jobs. That's what I'm hoping for. So I'm hoping people will take a look at this, give me some feedback. If it's good, I can build this in production. I can retire the old jobs, right? So we would get rid of things like, let me grab a main line here, create new work order, work type, right? So instead of using this distribution system repair main line or distribution system repair service line or all that sort of stuff, we would just use the distribution system repair work order. We would get rid of this and we would just use this work order, and it would cover, again, if it was a fire service, a hydrant line, a hydrant, a meter, main line, whatever, it would all be one form, so that we would all be using that same form and it would always look exactly the same. I think this gives us some flexibility. So I'm just looking for a little bit of feedback. If we like it, I'll create it in production and we'll go with that.